Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Milan Lewis, your financial empowerment mentor. I help women, entrepreneurial women, professional women to become financially empowered and make their money work for them. I do it through my programs, through my events, through my coaching, through my books that I have published on Amazon. So that's who I am. Well, today I want to offer you the mini class on the topic of financial freedom rules. You see, when I ask people if they want to become financially independent, they think that I'm being sarcastic. Who won't, right? But on the other hand, most people feel that becoming financially independent is opportunity only available to a few, whether someone who received inheritance or someone who had a super idea like Apple computer, etc. So something really big. And yet I personally I'm convinced that becoming financially independent is an opportunity available to everybody. And here's why. When I was young and reckless, I was so eager to become financially free, really, really eager. I was willing to jump through, any possible obstacles I could encounter. So, for example, I did a lot of really crazy stuff. I invested most of my pension funds in one company that I used to work for. And when the market crashed in 2009, 2008, 2009, I lost almost all my pension funds. I also invested with a business investor, with a business person who offered me partnership, and I borrowed money from the equity line on my house to invest with him. And then, again, when market turned south, he couldn't pay me back. So I made a lot of mistakes. But through all these ups and downs and mistakes that I've made, I kind of compiled some fundamental principles that I call financial freedom rules, that worked for me and helped me to become financially independent within 7 years. So I want to share these rules with you today, and I hope they will resonate with you. And some of them may be obvious, some maybe not, but let me share them with you and see how you feel about that. So the rule number one, I would say it's a common sense. Don't spend more than you owe. Okay, don't spend more than you make. Sorry, don't spend more than you make. So a lot of people who make very little money, they feel that because they don't make enough, they must use credit cards or other forms of credit, maybe car loans, to compensate for not having high income. And I'm saying that regardless of your current income, it is absolutely possible to develop financial habit when you don't spend more than you make. Even better, you spend less than you make. So you can decide what percentage of your current income, after tax income, you want to allocate toward your lifestyle expenses, and live on this amount. Adjust your habits, adjust your lifestyle. That will help you to have less stress, less worries in life. And if you have a attitude of not being a money slave, if you really value your freedom more than stuff, then I think it would be totally possible for you to find this rule, this principle acceptable, and you will apply this in your life. Okay, so the rule number one, again, don't spend more than you make. I can tell you that even high paid professionals, lawyers and doctors and some business owners. Some of them make a lot of money. You know, it's everything is relative, but you know, they consider to be high earners, and yet I've met personally a few who still had so much debt that were like really worried about paying their bills, because you know they purchased very expensive properties, or they invested a lot of money in maybe some private businesses that didn't work out. So they really overextended themselves, and that's why I'm saying that this principle applies not only to those who don't maybe make a lot of money at the moment, to everybody across the board. Okay, so remember, don't spend more than you make. So the second principle of financial freedom rules that I want to share with you is don't owe more than you can pay off. Don't owe more than you can pay back. I just mentioned high earners, right? So in around 2005, 2006, real estate was booming in the United States, and people were buying and buying and buying all kinds of properties, sometimes putting very little down, sometimes putting a lot. And guess what? In just few years, many people who were expecting to become millionaires over the next couple of years, they declared, some had to declare foreclosures and bankruptcies, because again, they overextended their credit. So if you have a credit card right now, I highly recommend that you either pay in full every month or don't use your credit card at all, because credit could be dangerous. It's credit is leverage, right? So you leveraging someone's money, but you still have to pay them back. And when you just use a credit card, you don't really mentally have a psychological boundary that you shouldn't go over this. So sometimes tendency is just to buy to pay whatever you feel like you want to pay at the moment. So I suggest that if you feel that it would be helpful for you to have a little bit more self-restraint and discipline, use debit cards. Okay, use debit cards instead of credit cards. So next principle that financial freedom rule that I want to share with you is have multiple streams of income. All wealthy people have more than one streams of income. And alternatively, it's great when you can live, when you can cover your lifestyle expenses on one of the streams of income. So if you currently have a job, maybe you could find part-time business opportunity as a freelance writer or as a freelance designer, something that you're good at, you enjoy doing, and it doesn't bring more pressure in your life to have this additional part-time work. If you own a business, maybe you could consider offering additional services that would be independent from your main focus of business. For example, if you have a real estate company as a maybe own brokerage company, consider offering maybe mortgage, writing mortgages to people. So some kind of business that is complementary to the one that you already offer. Okay, so again, remember, find a way to have multiple streams of income. Maybe if you like writing books, you could start writing books in addition to your present business, if that's what you enjoy doing. I would suggest that you consider what kind of skills, what kind of experience you could leverage, you could transfer to your additional business opportunity, for example, right? So that's my suggestion. And finally, the last aspect of financial freedom rules that I want to bring to your attention, which I think is very important, is to know that financial freedom doesn't mean that you have to have many, many millions or billions of dollars. It's financial freedom is a number. Hi, Nakisha, great having you here. Financial freedom is number. It's a amount of funds, amount of money that you need to have on a monthly basis, for example, or on an annual basis, that you need to cover your lifestyle expenses and have a little bit more. So it's a number that you can calculate. It's a number that is up to you to determine. And then once you have this number, then you can plan how you can plan your spending, how you can plan your income, how you can plan your lifestyle in general. So you would be able to cover this this financial freedom amount, financial freedom number that is unique for you. Cover it through passive streams of income. That's the idea. Okay, so that's what I teach in my Lasting Wealth Academy. There are 8 steps to calculate this number, which very simple steps that I share in this academy, and I invite you to consider this, even if you if you want to do it on your own. I invite you to consider starting estimating how you can become aware of this lifestyle number, lifestyle amount that you need to hit, so you could start working toward your financial freedom lifestyle. And the last thing I want to say, that overall in all this, through all this rules and processes that I share with you today and that I share in my Lasting Wealth Academy, you always have 3 levers that are available to you. Number 1, the obvious one, income, right? So, if you feel that you need to find a way to make more income, that's one lever. Another lever is budget. How much do you spend? How much do you spend on your lifestyle expenses? How much do you spend, do you put into your emergency fund account, etc., etc.? So that's your second lever. First one is your income. Second lever is your budget, you can say, or spending. And the last lever is the debt. So you can decide how much debt you want to have in your life, and that would help you to have better understanding of what can you do with your other 2 levers, with your income and your budget. Okay, so 3 levers again: income, budget, and debt. Okay, so that's all for today. I like to keep this this mini classes short and to the point. I want to invite you to post your questions. If you want to ask me any questions, feel free to post them in the comments here. And the last thing I want to remind you that I'm inviting you to my very special I'm inviting you to take advantage of a very special opportunity, which is 3-day event. Like I wanted to say luxury event, because it will be luxury event, but it's it all depends, right? So it's a 3-day wealth building event in the south of France that I call Your Power to Prosper. And right now until May 1st, you have opportunity to have an early bird price for this event, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be epic, because I'm going to be sharing with you the framework, the total framework for building wealth and becoming financially independent. This is a new material. It's not available in any of my programs, and you know, I'm very excited about offering this to you in this 3-day event. And besides that, we're going to have a lot of fun opportunities, and whoever will come, I only can accept maximum 8 women in this for this retreat, for this event. And we're going to have great networking opportunities where you will be presenting your ideas, your plans, your passion. So you know, it's a lot of learning, a lot of discoveries, a lot of fun activities. So I really feel it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so I will post the link to this event in this video as well. And with this being said, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you soon. I'll see you next Tuesday. And for now, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Be well.